Oh, hey, I didn't see you there. Looking at a glass that I'll be using to make something incredible today. Have you ever celebrated Labor Day? No. Not just the American 3-day holiday where you get to do your last summer activities. I'm talking about the Brooklyn way, the Caribbean way, where we turn the whole night inside out with parties like Juve, or we're on the Parkway going crazy, dancing and busting the move, doing the wine, all that kind of stuff. No? You've never done it? Well, today, I'm gonna take us there. Now, before you even get an inch further into this video, make sure you hit that bell. I want people to like, comment, and subscribe. That's gonna help the channel to grow, for me to get some money, because this liquor here is not cheap, but it's fun to have so I can show us some new cocktails. On today's episode of Fox's Bar, you know what we're gonna be making? Can you guess? We're gonna be making a rum punch. Yeah. My favorite part of any episode, the history. Now, rum punch, where do we get it from? It's a long story, and there are a lot of different alleys and back ways that we can go through for it. Some have said that the word punch was a Sanskrit word for the number 5, because all punches have at least 5 ingredients, which would include a citrus, an alcohol, a diluting agent like ice or whatever, as well as a spice and something to soften it, some type of sugar. So that's where you get that 5. But it's not really found in the history books of anyone particularly calling it, oh, the word punch and 5 and this and that. But some liken it to the word punchin, which was a unit of measure for a barrel that the sailors would have on board of a ship. We'll just keep rolling. Hopefully the thing definitely dampens the sound. That's what I have, Caribbean vibe. Hey. Oh, he's parked. Oh, he's at a red light. Yeah, so it was a unit of measurement for like these barrels that would be on board these ships. But we have to go backwards a little bit more. The Dutch East India Company, they are traveling all over the world at this point. Well, mainly Southeast Asia, India, and they are getting a type of rum that they produce over there called the akra. And this here would have been put together with the other supplies that were available, which would be sugar as well as citrus. And there they would utilize this drink, so because they were running out of wine and beer, and that was a lot of times what they would use to give to the sailors on board as payment, to unify the men, to kind of dull them out, as well as when they ran out of beer and wine. Eventually, when the sailors come back to port, what happens is that they're back in London, they're hanging out with the wealthy people that paid for them to go on these excursions, and it becomes like a chic thing. Hey, you guys want to come see my Tesla? Something like that. You and now this wealthy person, your friends, you go to the dock where your ship is coming, you got all these dope spices and stuff, and then they tell you, oh, you want to find out something else cool? Well, the sailors, they like to drink this thing that they call punch. You want to try some? And they're like, ho, let's do it. And so now we're on the galley of a ship. You're looking like a baller, because at the time, a bowl of punch, like 3/4 of it, was worth the working man's 1 week wage. Could you imagine that? I spend half my check on drugs. I kind of do sometimes. Nope, I won't say that. But yes. So punch is this thing that the aristocracy gets a hold of by way of the working man. They then take it to some other level. But it's super interesting how it got to that point. And there's so many more ways we can talk about this. The punch. Some say a unit of measurement. Some say the number 5 in Sanskrit. What is known is that punch was the elite thing to have at your parties when you had guests come over. It was opulent, and it showed that you had enough money to not just get a lemon and some sugar from the store. You were getting it from an entirely different country where you didn't know anyone involved in the process of making it other than the captain of your ship and maybe a couple people that brought it to you at your table. It was sheer luxury. Now, it is a symbol of the Caribbean, if you ask me. So many islands, we have so many rums, and we utilize this as a throwback or a bit of a symbolic gesture of a good time. There's no way or no how that you could see or be offered rum punch and say no. The rums that we'll be using today, that Ray and Nephew. This here is what's gonna give our punch a skunky kick that's gonna let you know that this ain't just juice, my boy. This ain't just juice. And in honor of my own people, you know I gotta hold it down for Haiti. That good old Babinku. You gotta have that. What's that? The 8-year? I'm being nice to you. I could have gave you the bullshit 4. Well, it's not bullshit. It's good rum regardless. But the higher up, the better. And we're gonna mix in some Malibu for flavor, coconut liqueur. Gotta give it that nutty tropical feel. And I'm gonna be sweetening it up with this. I couldn't find a fruit punch syrup, but I found this raspberry fruit punch. So that's gonna be very interesting. And remember, I told you, punch is made up of the number 5, or so they say. And some of the other ingredients which would be in that list of 5 would be our spice notes. We're gonna be throwing some allspice in that bad boy. Oh yeah. Gonna give it some real dynamic, or what is it, dynamism? It's gonna make it dynamic. That's what I'm trying to say. And I think I'm gonna put a splash of rose water in there. We use rose water for some of the cocktails in my bar, and I've come to notice that just a splash will add an element that's soft, exotic, and at the same time, it has a robust note. Rose water lets you know it's rose water, like as soon as you come across it. So I don't wanna use too much, but just enough to give that little alley-oop, that little accent. It's gonna make the cocktail a little bit more interesting. So, I don't really have a recipe. I just know what goes into it. And so what I'm gonna do is my best. I'm gonna use my know-how, and I'm gonna use the essential ingredients and try and whip up a quick little rum punch. And then I'll perfect it in my own way and probably go out onto the streets and get people's honest opinions on if it's good or not. But for now, while we're on my roof, just the 3 of us, we're gonna have a couple drinks. So let's make a cocktail. All right, Fox, we see what you got, but we're wondering, can you really make this cocktail? You're damn right I can, or at least I think so. We're gonna start off with our cheapest ingredients, usually your juices. See, the reason why you do that when you're making cocktails is so that if you make a mistake, it's a cheap mistake. You can toss it out versus all the liquor first and then you make a mistake, and yeah, you're gonna be losing out on probably the most valuable part of what you're doing. We're gonna start off with these juices. So I'm gonna do, let's say, we'll start off with just 1 ounce of this pineapple juice. Ooh, it's gonna get sticky up here. That's what Drake says, getting sticky. Then we're gonna go with this freshly pressed lime juice. I did this earlier. You're gonna see that in the B-roll. You're gonna love it. Put that right there. I'm doing 1-1-1-1-1, I guess. I'm probably gonna do more OJ. We need that softening agent, so gotta make sure this shit doesn't burn. The lime is gonna be super tart, so we don't want it. We don't need the drink to be tart, but we do need it to cut through the alcohol somewhat. Yo, I got this thing set up to try and make it look great on camera, but it's kind of tricky. I'm not gonna lie to you, but I do this for y'all. So right now we're going to the OJ. That's fresh pressed also. You'll see that B-roll, baby. I'm gonna put 1.5 ounces of that. All right, we got our lime, we got our OJ. Oh wait, yeah, and we got our pineapple. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add in 1/4 ounce of this rose water. Just a splash. Remember, I just wanna give it just a slight touch, just to just accent. I know someone's in there saying, blasphemy! But honestly, it's my rum punch. Do whatever you want at home. But yes, now trying to get to the good stuff. We're gonna get our Haitian rum. See, it needs to have at least a dark liquor, and this is just the one we need here. This Babinku. Oh, you can drink this by itself, 1 ice. I like to call that Alcatraz. Thank you, Rux, for that lingo. When you get a drink with 1 bit of ice, tell them, look, I want this Babinku, Alcatraz, please. So, ooh, it's getting funky in there. Then, we're gonna get this Ray and Nephew. Cameraman, Miguel, have you ever smelled Ray and Nephew before? Feel free to turn your camera on to Miguel so we can get this reaction. Here we go, I'm gonna bring this right to your nose. Don't put your nose on it. You getting some of that? So we're gonna put about, I wanna get really funky with it. So we're gonna put, well, I'd say 2 ounces of this. Fuck it, why not? Put that in there. Then this coconut. Malibu. You know, I don't really use Malibu like that. I don't go crazy for it. Yeah, it is what it is, but it should make a nice little touch to balance out the strength of that Wray & Nephew, give you that coconut, that island feel. You want your rum punch to definitely take you and your guest away somewhere. A person should drink this and be like, damn, I got work tomorrow. Like, that's the vibe you should get. The allspice, you know what? I'm gonna shake it in there because we're only making just for one right now. Oh, we're making some friends. Love a little bit of nature. Just don't bite me. All right, don't freak out, Jeremy. I'm gonna put, I put about 4 of these little pieces of allspice. Get those spice notes in there. All right, time to grab ourselves some ice. I brought some. Oh yeah. A lot of it looks like it's fused together. And go. Oh. You know what else I just forgot? Our sweetening agent. Our softener, the sugar. But don't worry. I'm gonna add that right now. This right here, you're gonna need something dark. I would recommend a fruit punch syrup if you can find some, grenadine. But this is what I found at my local grocery store, and I like that this is the only option they had because it means I have to try out something new. And I love trying out new things. Don't you? That's why you're here, right? Here we go. A full ounce of this. It'll give it that nice red color. Most good rum punches are gonna have red, or it'll be a cascading sunset kind of thing. It's a pretty vibe. Here we go. I don't know if that's red enough, but we'll see. And now we close our shaker. Okay. I brought a glass as well. See what we get. I'm dirty pouring. It's got a nice little red color to it. Shook it up some. Probably rummy as fuck. But yeah, I'm almost scared to try it, but I don't have a choice. Let's see what we get. Whew. Yeah, that's rum punch. I will say that. It's a proto rum punch right now. Gotta dial in some of that, but take a look at that. It's got a nice body to it. Those fresh fruit juices. If you really want to take your cocktails from 0 to 1,000, don't worry about the quality of the liquor too much. What you should do is worry more about the quality of your fruit juices. You want to get the fresh stuff. You don't want to squeeze out some fake lime that gives you lime juice, all that potassium, whatever that they get from some rock quarry. You don't want that. You want fresh juices. I promise you that. And I pressed my juices today with a Zule citrus press. You should definitely check my affiliate link, so this way you might be able to get yourself one. Really affordable and great to have. If you're not making cocktails, you can be making morning fruit juices. Back to this rum punch though. My God! This is gonna hurt somebody. In the best way, like in a consensual way. Hold up. Let me get a cup here. Miguel, I'm gonna need you to turn to our... Would you go by camera woman? All right, all I need you to do is just dodge these allspice teas. We're gonna give some here. Here, give that a little bit. A little swig.
That's great.
That is?
Yeah.
Oh, we're on to something. We're on to something. You can keep that. Miguel, you trying some?
I'd love to.
Okay, fuck. Let's do this.
You go like selfie cam with it.
Here you
I
go.
don't know if that's gonna work.
I can take it from you. Oh, you got it? Oh, you're doing it. How is that?
Righteous.
He said righteous.
The fresh fruit's great.
Yo, you gotta have that. Okay, so I think we're gonna dial in those measurements. I think what it is right now is 1 ounce of each of these juices. Well, 2 ounces of the pineapple, and then we did 2 ounces of the Wray and Nephew, 1 ounce of this Babancourt Haitian dark rum here, as well as 1 ounce of the Malibu, a touch of the rose water. I'm not catching too much of that, but I could always add more. But that's the whole key of that's the whole point of just trying this out, so that when I make the big batch, then it's gonna be like, yo, you really locked it in. So yeah, my fellow rum tenders, Bacar tenders, my fellow people enjoying their Caribbean Labor Day in Brooklyn. Yeah, I would love to see what your rum punch recipes are. If you have any critiques about mine, and if we want, we could exchange notes, or if you want, you can come hire me. I'll go by where you are and I can make it for you. Just let me know. But yeah, I'm gonna enjoy this bit with the rest of the crew. Cheers, y'all. Cheers. Salute. Appreciate y'all. So yeah, let's sip and enjoy the sunset. We can take a look. It's right over the trees there. Yeah, I thought I was gonna botch at the first go, but this shit is